So my dad had more of the ranching background per se. He grew up in Grants, New Mexico, and they lived on a pretty big property, and my grandma was always obsessed with horses. She grew up on a ranch herself. My mom was into horses in the state of Arizona because her family had ties on dude ranches and other parts of the rodeo. And so when they met, they kind of, in all honesty, inserted it into my blood to love horses and love the sport of rodeo. So I didn't really get into the sport until I was right around 12 or 13. And that's when I really honed in my skills and quite often the obsession of the sport of rodeo. My grandma ran for the state fair queen back in New Mexico long time ago, and that's what kind of got me started in it. It was something that my older sister, she ran for fair queen. She was a fair peewee princess. She did all the things, and I wanted to incorporate the love of horses that I had, plus the sport of rodeo. And just the fact that I get to be an ambassador every day is something that kept me going. And the fact that I get to spend every single day knowing that I've made a little girl smile, past, present, future, is just absolutely incredible. Rodeo queen life is definitely a lot of hard work. You know, you have to wake up early mornings, you go to bed late. You are the first to be at a rodeo and you are the last to leave the rodeo after all of the spectators have left. Some days you show up days before the rodeo even starts, and you don't leave until after every single personnel has left the fairgrounds or the rodeo grounds, depending on what kind of venue you're at. And don't want to say it's lonely, but you definitely rely on a support system to get you through the lonely nights and the fact that you are by yourself 90% of the time. And you have to be okay with that. And you have to learn who you are as a person and who you want to be as a person and become that person throughout your 365 days of your reign. People don't normally see the grit that it takes for somebody to be a rodeo queen. You are down and dirty when you need to. When a stock contractor comes up to you and says, hey, can you sort these calves? Your first answer should be yes and yes only. Most people just see the glitz and the glamour and they think that, you know, we get to experience the best side of rodeo, but there are some times where the behind the scenes get pretty gnarly, and I don't think that that's what normal people see coming to a rodeo. They just see the pretty girl on a horse with a crown on top of her head and think that that's all we're there to be, is kind of a showcase, but instead we're actually there to do a job. Getting ready for a rodeo is definitely probably comparable to going to your favorite sport event. You know that you're not going to be participating, but you still get pumped and you still get ready just like any other athlete would that's participating in the sport. You kind of embody yourself into knowing, like, okay, this is gonna happen, this is what I have to do, and you go through the motions. Every single time I get ready for a rodeo, I always put on my favorite AC/DC album, so that way I can get myself pumped up to be the best version of myself. So entering the arena is absolutely just an adrenaline rush. I always get little butterflies whenever I go in for a hot lap or a queen's lap. That is one thing that rodeo queens get to do that is completely in their control, is their hot lap. If a rodeo is fortunate enough to give us one, that is your moment for 10, 20 seconds, however long you're in that arena, for people to go absolutely nuts for you. And it shows, and it definitely brings like the butterflies and everything into the entire atmosphere. And it's absolutely crazy. Rodeo queening can represent anything that the girl puts towards it. I'm a firm believer that it's all about what you bring to the crown, not what the crown brings to you. You don't focus on the glitz and glamour, you focus on the road ahead, and you focus on making a difference in your community, your state, and the sport. If that's not something you're interested in, it definitely shows, and it could come off the wrong way, giving rodeo queens a bad rep. But if you're in it for the right reasons and you're in it to enjoy the sport of rodeo just as much as every other person that competes in it, because you are a competitor in your own right. Miss Rodeo America is definitely a gold buckle champion in her own right. And so am I. I get to wear this crown on my head for 365 days, and it is absolutely a blessing, and it's something that I think should be cherished. Rodeo queening has definitely taught me how to be secure in myself. I have always said that I will never change who I am because I have a crown on my head. I will change minor things that need to be changed, but I will never change who I am. And I think that's something that I have kept up with since I started rodeo queening when I was majorly doing it when I was 15, and it's something that I believe my peers have also seen. That I'm the same Alyssa. I am goofy and fun and exciting, and it's just brought me back to who I can be as a person and who I want to be. Rodeo queening has definitely opened up a lot of doors for me personally. It's gotten me out of my shell. It's allowed me to be able to hold conversations with random strangers and invite them into a safe place that we call the sport of rodeo. It gives me the opportunity to express my love for the sport to other people, as well as somebody who's never even been to this event. The fact that rodeo queening has allowed me to grow in my public speaking skills is incredibly amazing to me, and it's something that I probably will always carry with me my entire life. At the end of the day, I am Miss Rodeo New Mexico 2024, but more importantly, I am Alyssa Marable. I am a daughter, I'm a sister, and I am 100% a horse lover, and that will never change no matter what crown is on top of my head.